Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my weekly check-in. This is the week one of the weekly check-in. I'm actually going to include Friday. I normally only go to Thursday, but as you can see, I have 2 days in the previous month that I'm using because my husband gets his first check for the new month on the last day of the previous month. And then I want to include this Friday because over the next few weeks, there's going to be a week I'm not going to be filming and I'm not going to be in town. So I am traveling and I kind of want to break it up a little bit differently. So that is what you're going to see here. So if you don't see me one week, just know I'm okay. I'm visiting friends and family and absolutely loving it. And I will be back probably the next week. So that is what is happening here. And this weekly check-in, we only have one no spend day, which is today. Today is Saturday, the 5th of April, and it's already been a busy month, and it's only the first 5 days. The weather's been crazy. We've had storms and tornado watches and warnings and all the things. So if you were affected by floods or tornadoes, you are in my prayers, and I pray that you're safe and doing okay, and all of the things. We are good here, just a lot of water, but our house is on an elevated region, so we don't get floods where I'm at. Not in my neighborhood anyway. We do in the surrounding areas, but right now we're doing pretty good. So I am happy with that. So let's go ahead and jump into everything. The way that I budget is I track all my spending here on the calendar. It gives me trends on what I'm doing, how often I'm spending, how often I can have a no spend day or things like that. And it shows me, am I doing a good job tracking what I need to know? I think so. I think I'm in such a habit and routine after several years of doing this that I am in a pretty good place. So if you're new in my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I am a cash budgeter, but I do it all electronic, and if that is something you like, then you're definitely in the right place. If you're a cash budgeter and you use cash envelopes or other ways of using your cash, then welcome. I'm excited to have you here too. Principle or concepts are exactly the same. It's just one's written on paper, the other one is physical cash in hand, and you're tracking it pretty much the same way. I don't have a bank near me, so I can't really go. I mean, I could, but I'm not paying the ATM fees and all that stuff every time I want to get cash out. So I do everything electronic, and even before I moved here, I was pretty much an electronic cash budgeter anyway, so we're good to go. You may not know, most of you do, I do put everything on the credit card and pay it off once a week, so that's what I've done today, and I'm ready to get into this. So first thing we have is grocery household, which is here in pink, and we're just going to start at the top. The first thing I have here is $41.81 from Myers. On this particular day, my husband, his arm was hurting so bad with all these storms that were coming and the barometric pressure changing and things like that. His elbow was just killing him, and he wanted a new brace for that. We have one somewhere in the house, but I can't find it. But it still wasn't what he needed. He needed something a little more compression than what the other one had. So we bought a new medical brace for his elbow. It was about $10, $11. And then some bananas, which I have been eating bananas like crazy every day, apparently. And apparently I'm missing something that a banana has that I really need. So probably potassium or something like that. So I've been getting a lot of bananas and some sweet tea for my husband to take to work with him. Eggs, which was, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much this cost. And some buns, hoagie buns for my husband's lunches for his sandwiches and stuff. That is what we bought there. So it was $41.89. Next we have Amazon for $52.90. This had some hair products in it, as well as liquid IV and melatonin and things like that we needed for the family. And the next thing we have is $96.96 grocery pickup at Meijer. I forgot to delete out something and I ordered 2 different versions of the same thing because one day they were out of stock, and then I actually got the order a day or 2 later, and then they were back in stock. So it got me the out of stock, what was out of stock, back in stock order, as well as what I ordered to replace it, and it was crazy. So I bought all kinds of snacks and things like that I really didn't need, but you know what? They will eventually get consumed, and I am not worried about that too much. But I have what I need. Definitely milk. We always go through a lot of milk and things like that for our family. So I'm good with what we bought for $96.96. I don't even remember all the different things that we bought, but that was taken care of. And then yesterday, on Friday, my husband and I were in Lexington, Kentucky, and there was a place called Total Wine. You might have one in your local area. And the reason I took it out of Grocery Household is because you can buy beverages like this in your local grocery store. Or if your grocery store has like what they call maybe a package store or something like that. Ours has it outside the grocery store. And so I went ahead and put this at the grocery store. My husband was looking at the different meads, meads. I think that's how you spell it. And it's like a honey. I don't think it's a wine. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it is. But anyways, it's very popular in Europe and things like that. So when he traveled, when he was active duty Navy, he got to go to Ireland and England and all those places, and he tried mead and really, really liked it. So occasionally he'll go and find some, and we just happened to be in an area where they had a place that had some. And he spent $29.67. I think it's been a year and a half or more since he's had any of that, and so I didn't mind going ahead and getting that, and I took it out of Grocery Household. So let's go ahead and total up what the Grocery Household looks like in total, and then we'll move on to restaurants. Okay, we have $221.42. So that's pretty good. I'm kind of doing about $300 a week, and that's a good start. And we'll be traveling part of it, so that would be definitely us putting charges aside for being paid back with vacation money and stuff like that. And I'm using my points for the vacation. They have to build up all year to get to it, but we're doing a pretty good job doing that. So I did budget for 5-week month, $300 a week for Grocery Household, $80 for restaurants, which we doubled that. We're just like, okay, we'll figure it out. And then $20 a week for miscellaneous. That's just an average. You don't have to do it per week. I was just looking to see what it looked like for a week. Grocery Household and restaurant, I try to focus per week. The rest of this is just for the rest of the month. It doesn't have to be per week, but I do break it down because I like to do it that way. So let's go ahead and go back here. We're going to do restaurants, which are in blue, and we're going to start here with Sunday, and that is $23 at Taco Bell. They just rounded up for a charity, and I'm like, that's easy math. That's fine. And then on this day, I was watching a little girl named Ellie, who is my neighbor's daughter and goes to church with us. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I get to spend time with Ellie. I have boys, so I'm surrounded by boys all day, and I need some kind of little girl interaction and women, talking and really having girl time. So that night, by the time I was done watching her, I was just like, it's late. I don't have time to cook everything and take care of everyone. So I am going to go ahead and get Chick-fil-A for dinner. And that was for 4 people, $43.50. Next, I have all day yesterday. So today is Saturday when I'm filming. Yesterday, my husband had an appointment. After his appointment, it was like 2 hours or more long. And so after the appointment, we were about 45 minutes from our house. It was rush hour. So we went somewhere local near where the appointment was and got Old Chicago pizza. We've gotten pizza there before. Husband got a couple of pints, and then it was $52.13. And then we got a large deep dish pizza, and I think a $10 tip is what he gave. And so with all of that, which is a lot, we just enjoyed ourselves and had a good time talking and just kind of having a date night. The pizza we got was a large, and we have leftovers for lunch today, so that we always get a large one because they're not close to where we're at, and it's just nice to have extra lunch options here at the house. Lunch is not an easy thing here at my house to prepare because I'm not used to taking care of anybody for lunch except for myself. So, and I don't really always do a whole lot for that. So we had a date night, and then afterwards I'm just going to jump up here, and that is Cold Stone. We went and got ice cream. First we went to Total Wine and then got ice cream. So he got the mead, I got the chocolate ice cream I was craving, so I was very happy about that. That was $12.49. Pretty good sized bowls of ice cream. I think he got cookies and cream, which is always his favorite. Oreo cookie, kind of ice cream. We did order a pizza for our boys and had it delivered, and that was $32.41, and gave a generous tip there. So that is all the eating out for this week. I'm going to go ahead and total this number up. Okay, so we spent double what I had planned for the week, and that was $163.53. Do not regret. We are good with that, just because it was just one of those weeks we needed a date night, we needed to get out, we needed to do these things, and I'm just happy we actually did and made time for each other. So that's what is that. Next we have miscellaneous, which is this mint green color, and we have two. I stopped and I had to do some paperwork, and I needed to fax several pages, and it was $10.55 for that. I don't have a fax machine or phone to fax with or anything like that. Then my husband went and got a haircut, $26.25. You'll probably see this a couple times a month when he goes and gets his haircut. I don't have haircut money put aside. I don't know if that's something I need to do or what, but we'll see. We'll see as time goes by. So those two things there. All right, that is $36.80. Oops. There we go. Now we have not purchased any gasoline. That will happen next week. I still have just below a half a tank, so that's good. And then we did have one copay, so I took my son to Walgreens to pick up a prescription on Monday. Again, this was March 30th and 31st, so that's the previous month, and that was $13.01 for his prescription. We do have one unbudgeted here, $109.15 on Amazon, and that is because we are going to travel for a little one's first birthday. Now, not all of this is his. I did buy him, it's kind of like those little tyke cars, little coupe cars, but his is in the shape of like a dinosaur, and it's really, really cute. I could probably pull a picture up. Got him on Amazon. So I'm going to find that picture. So this is the little car we got him. He's so cute, and he can kind of pedal around and chase after his sisters and do all the things. And then I got two plushy little ponies. Here's the first one. And we're in Eastern Kentucky, so they're in Virginia, and we'll be driving to see them, but Kentucky is known for its thoroughbred and its horses, so I thought it'd be fun to give his sisters a little something, and one of them looks like this. And then the other one looks like this. So they're really, really cute, and I like how they look, and I'm excited to go see them, and it should be here tomorrow. And we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to put the car together before we go. That way he can use it right away. So we spent $109.15 on Amazon for this purchase of all three of those items combined, which I thought was it was a good plushy toy vendor as well as the little car. And so I think everything's going to turn out okay. We did have one bill, and I'll show you that. So far, this Spectrum bill is the only one that's come in. Next week, the Hulu bill will come in. Let me see what last month looked like. Okay, so Spectrum and Hulu come in week 1, and then week 2 gets HP Inc. and YouTube. So I'm going to kind of move this line because it kind of represents something for me. I forgot to write this bill over here, so I'm going to put it on top because it's week 2, and anything below is what's going to be week 2. So if that confuses you, just ignore it. Don't worry about it. It's just personal for me. But the only bill so far that's come in is the Spectrum bill. So I went ahead and got that, and it's paid. Again, all this goes on the credit card, and then I make one payment. So we're going to find out the total, pay back the credit card for this week. Now we're going to take these totals and we're going to put it in the weekly check-in. So I'm going to fold my notebook back and make room to get all this done. So I'll be right back. So this is my weekly check-in page, and I write the budget that I have for the month. This is the entire month, and then what I spent, and then the balance and the notes. They're kind of off-center. I've got to adjust these. I haven't done that. I really need to do that. So we're going to write down what we have. Now, I do it this way because 80% of our income comes in the first paychecks of the month. So the last paycheck of the previous month and the first of the current month. And so those paychecks combined make paycheck 1 for me when I do my budget, and that's like 80% of our income. And then on the 15th of every month, or there and about, that's when the second paycheck of the month hits, and that's where I count paycheck 2. So I go ahead and put the entire month budget for each category and subtract down, and as I get towards the end of the month, that helps me make decisions on do I need to cut back or find money elsewhere to pay for the things that we want and that we need. So $1,500 is what I have for the month for grocery household. We've been doing really good staying in that budget or below that. We spent $221.42. Restaurants, again, we overspent in this category, so decisions will be made later. Miscellaneous is $36.80. Gasoline is $0. Copay is $13.01, and unbudgeted is $109.15. Now, this is coming out of our buffer of our checking account or our balance forward number. If you watched my paycheck 1 video, you would have seen $1,200 going from paycheck 1 to paycheck 2. That's still happening. What I've decided to do, and I'm getting ready to film after this one, my sinking funds video, is to not fund our Christmas gifts and birthday gifts fund, and just because it's $100 a month in that category, and just not fund it and just pay straight from the checking account instead of moving it and then moving it again, the money, just straight from the checking account to the credit card. And that, I think, will work better. So I have a note for myself on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and hopefully it all works out just fine. I just lowered my amount from one number to a smaller number, $100 less, and that covers the spending on the gifts for this month. So I'm going to go ahead and get these numbers, move this over, and we're going to figure out how much I have to pay the credit card back. Okay, I'm done. So what I have left in grocery household is $1,278.58. Restaurants, we have $236.47. Miscellaneous, we have $113.20, and then nothing happened in gasoline, so that stayed the same. Copay is $61.99 left, and then we had unbudgeted. I always write that in red just to know that it's not part of the budget, and it keeps me from trying to be too frivolous over all of this and not spend the budget or use all that money that's in there, because you want some money in your account for like, oops, like forgot this bill or forgot this auto draft, and or have money left over at the end of the month for savings or paying down debt, things like that. So that's what I have there. Let's go ahead and see what the total spent here is. Okay, so I have $543.91, and we're going to add this bill right here because this also went to the credit card along with these. I just don't track my bill here. So let's total that up. All right, so we paid back the credit card $656.91. That way we can go back to only what's debt on the credit card and not keep too much on there and start accruing more interest. We did accrue interest last month one time, but we're not going to keep doing that. So that is that, and that is my weekly check-in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance.